No English or Hebrew, no semantics, and no services, but I need them. Through prayer, I can sense my inner strength, my inner purpose, my inner joy, my capacity to love. As I reach upward in prayer, I sense these qualities in my Creator. To love God is to love each other, to work to make our lives better. To love God is to love the world God created and to work to perfect it. To love God is to love dreams of peace and joy that illumine all of us and to bring that vision to life. We turn to page 10 and sing with our choir, Hine Mato, how good and pleasant it is that brothers and sisters dwell together.
Hine matov, lai lai la 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 lai lai, umanaim, lai lai la 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 lai lai, shevet ahim, lai lai la 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 lai lai, gan yahad, naim bam bidi bidi bim bam, hine matov, bim bam bidi bidi bim bam, umanaim, bim bam bidi bidi bim bam, shevet ahim, bim bam bidi bidi bim bam, yang yahad, lai la 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 lai lai, ine matov, lai lai la 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 lai lai, umanaim, lai lai la 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 lai lai, shevet ahim, lai lai la 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 lai lai, gan yahad, bim bam bidi bidi bim bam, ine matov, bim bam bidi bidi bim bam, umanaim, bim bam bidi bidi bim bam, shevet ahim, bim bam bidi bidi bim bam, gan yahod.
I welcome Lou Ann Francis to join us at the candle lighting table. We are on page 3 for the reading. Please rise.
May the glow of these candles bring peace to the world, and the spirit of Shekhinah surround us. May the blessings of our days fill our hearts with love. And Shabbat Shalom be here. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam, asher kitshah b'mitzvotav v'tzivanu, להדליק נר של שבת, להדליק נר של שבת.
As these Shabbat candles give light to all who behold them, so may we, by our lives, give light to all who behold us. As their brightness reminds us of the generations of Israel who have kindled light, so may we in our own day be among those who kindle light.
Thank you. You may be seated. No. Reading from the New Union Prayer Book, I found a reading of significance for the occasion of Thanksgiving. Thanksgiving to me is a very Jewish holiday, and many of our prayers reflect this and give us an understanding of why we have so much to be thankful for. We gratefully acknowledge that you are the Lord our God and God of our people, the God of all generations. You are the rock of our life, the power that shields us in every age. We thank you and sing your praises for our lives, which are in your hands, for our souls, which are in your keeping, for the signs of your presence we encounter every day, and for the wondrous gifts at all times, morning, noon, and night. You are goodness, your mercies never end. You are compassionate, your love will never fail. You have always been our hope. We now continue to greet the Sabbath bride, turning to page 20, Laha Dodi. We will be singing verses 1, 5, and 9.
Leha Dodi likrat kala, Tenei Shabbat nekabela. Leha Dodi likrat kala, Shabbat nekabela. Leha Dodi likrat kala, Tenei Shabbat nekabela. Leha Dodi likrat kala, Tenei Shabbat nekabela. Shamor vezahor vedibor Adonai Echad, U'Shemo Echad, V'Shem Tiferet V'Lihila. Leha Dodi likrat kala, Tenei Shabbat nekabela. Leha Dodi likrat kala, Tenei Shabbat
And face the entrance to greet the Sabbath bride.
Boi v'shalom aterala, gam besimcha u'vesola, tochem b'neam segula, boi hala, boi hala.
You may be seated. We are on page 27 of your prayer book, page 27. Join me, please. Teach me, O God, a blessing, a prayer, on the mystery of a withered leaf, on ripened fruit so fair, on the freedom to see, to sense, to breathe, to know, to hope, to despair. Teach my lips a blessing, a hymn of praise, as each morning and night you renew your days. Lest my day be today as the one before. lest routine set my ways. On the bottom of page 29. What does it mean to be called to worship? All serious activity requires preparation. The prayers and blessings that precede the Baruch are warm-ups for the individual. Now, communal prayer begins. The leader asks, "Are you ready to pray?" And we respond, "Yes, let us pray." If you are able, I invite you to rise for the Baruch on page 28. Page 30 in the Hebrew, please join me. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam, asher bidvaro ma'ariv avravim, b'chokmah poteach sharim, uvitna mesadim tim, umachalif et chazmanim, umsader et hakohamim, umishviroteham birakira kirsoyon, borei yom velayla, Golel umini pehoshe, vehoshe ni peor, umavir yom velayla, umavir ben yom vein laila. Adonai sevaot shamo, El Hai vekayam, tamid imlok leilenu ve'olam va'ed. Baruch atah Adonai, hamervim aravim. Page 34. You may be seated.
ואהבת את אדוני אלוהיך בכל לבבך ובכל נפשך ובכל מאודך, והיו הדברים האלה Asher Anohi Metzavecha Hayom Alev Alecha Veshinantam Levanecha Vedibarta Bam Veshiftecha Bevitecha Uvelechtecha Baderech Ushochbecha Uvkumecha Ukshartam leot ayadecha, vechayule totafot beinenecha. Uchtavtam al mezuzot betecha, uvihisharecha. Leman tizkeruhu, ve'asitem et kol mitzvotai, vehitem kedoshim lelohechem. Ani Adonai Elohechem Asher hotzeet yetchem me'eretz Mitzrayim lehiot lahem Elohim Ani Adonai Elohechem.
Thus you shall remember to observe all my commandments and to be holy to your God. I am Adonai your God, who brought you out of the land of Egypt to be your God. I am Adonai your God. Adonai Elohechem. Amen. On page 41, sing the song of men and women joined in understanding and respect, the song of God's miracles, an earth protected and cherished, a gift for our children and the generations to come. The song of a land once ravished by war, now quiet and content, her soldiers home to leave no more. The song of a world redeemed, the song of peace. Hashkivenu is on page 42. It is that prayer for peace. Grant, O God, that we lie down in peace.
Hashkivenu Adonai Eloheinu Leshalom, Leshalom, Lehamidenu Akeinu Lechaim. Ufros aleinu sukkot shlomecha, Ufros aleinu sukkot shlomecha. Shelter us beneath thy wings, O Adonai. Guard us from all harmful things, O Adonai. Keep us safe throughout the night, till we wake with morning's light. Teach us, God, wrong from right. Amen. 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 Amen.
Before we do our main prayer, the tefillah in our service, let's turn to page 47 and talk about what prayer is in the middle verse. Prayer invites God's presence to suffuse our spirits, God's will to prevail in our lives. Prayer may not bring water to parched fields, nor mend a broken bridge, nor rebuild a ruined city, but prayer can water an arid soul, mend a broken heart, rebuild a weakened will. If you are able, I invite you to rise for tefillah on page 46.
Na 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 Adonai. Na 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 Svatai Tivta. Na 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 Ufi Agid. Ufi Agid Tehilatecha. Na 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 Adonai. Na 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 Svatai Tivta. Na 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 Ufi Agid. Ufi Agid Tehilatecha. Na 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 Adonai. Na 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 Svatai Tivta. Na 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 Ufi Agid. Ufi Agid Tehilatecha. Na 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 Adonai. Na 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 Svatai Tivta. Na 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 Ufi Agid. Ufi Agid Tehilatecha. Na 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 Adonai. Na 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 Svatai Tivta. Na 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 Ufi Agid. Ufi Agid Tehilatecha.
Baruch atah Adonai, Eloheinu, Elohei Avotenu, Elohei Abraham, Elohei Isaac, Elohei Yaakov, Elohei Sarah, Elohei Rivka, Elohei Rachel, Elohei Leah, Ha'el Hagadol, Hagibor, Hanora, El Elyon, Gomel Chasadim Tovim, Ve'kamei Hakol, V'zoher Hasdei Avot V'imahot, U'megilulam Livnei Bneihem, Lema'an Shemo Ve'ahava, Melech Oser U'Mashiach U'Magen, Baruch atah Adonai, Magen Abraham Bezra Sarah, Atah Gibor Le'olam Adonai, Mechaye HaKol Atah Rav LeMashiach, Mashiach Ruach U'Morid HaGashem, Mechakel Chayim Ve'Hesed, Mechaye HaKol Be'Rachamim Rabim, Somek Noflim Rofeh Holim, U'Matir Asurim, U'Mekayem Emunato, Mishenei Afar, Michamo Habal Geburot, U'Midom Elach, Melech Merid U'Mechayeh, U'Matzmiach Yeshua, V'ne'emana Hayot HaKol, Baruch atah Adonai, Mechayeh HaKol. Atah Kadosh v'Shimcha Kadosh, U'Kedoshim b'chol yom yachalelucha Selah. Baruch atah Adonai, Ha'el HaKadosh. You may be seated. Looking on page 55 at the top, please join me. May these hours of rest and renewal open our hearts to joy and our minds to truth. May all who struggle find rest on this day. May all who suffer find solace. May all who hurt find healing on this day. May all who despair find purpose. May all who hunger find fulfillment on this day. And may this day fulfill its promise. Baruch atah Adonai, Mekadesh HaShabbat. We turn now to page 60, where we again sing of peace, Shalom Rav. And after that melody, we will have a few moments of silent prayer and meditation.
Shalom Rav Yisrael Amcha Tasim Leolam. Shalom Rav Yisrael Amcha Tasim Leolam. Ki atah hu melech Adon, levov hashalom. Ki atah hu melech Adon, levov hashalom. Shalom Rav Yisrael Amcha Tasim Leolam. Shalom Rav Yisrael Amcha Tasim Leolam. V'tov b'necha levarech et amcha Yisrael. B'kol עת ובכל שעה ישמרך. Shalom Rav Yisrael Amcha Tasim Leolam. Shalom Rav Yisrael Amcha Tasim Leolam. Tasim Leolam. Tasim Leolam.
Just in case you're wondering why I'm switching books, I can't give up singing in the choir. So I'm singing as well as reading the service. So I appreciate your indulgence in this. We are looking now on page 253 at the Misha Barak prayer, which includes those people we are thinking about, those people who need our prayers, who are in our thoughts and minds on this holiday. May the one who blessed our ancestors, Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, Sarah, Rebecca, Rachel, and Leah, bless and heal those who are ill. We include among those Samuel Zeidman, Marcia Rubinet, Charles Yates, Dr. Branch Craig, Aaron Rosendorf, and Laurie Papa. If you have names that you are also thinking of and praying for, feel free to say them out when I look around the congregation.
People from Hugh in Florida. Brenda Lemon.
Joan Lavis. Maybe Convent.
Jim Thomas, Shalom Pearl.
Misha Barak prayer is on page 253. A Jewish man in Phoenix calls his son in New York the day before Thanksgiving and says, "I hate to ruin your day, but I have to tell you that your mother and I are divorcing. 45 years of misery is enough." "Pop, what are you talking about?" the son screams. We can't stay in the sight of each other any longer," the father says. "We're sick of each other, and I'm sick of talking about this. So you call your sister in Chicago and tell her." Frantic, the son calls his sister, who explodes on the phone. "Like heck, they're getting divorced," she shouts. "I'll take care of this." She calls Phoenix immediately and screams at her father, "You are not getting divorced. Don't you do a single thing until I get there. I'm calling my brother back and we'll both be there tomorrow. Until then, don't do a thing. Do you hear me?" And hangs up. The old man hangs up his phone and turns to his wife. "Okay," he says, "they're coming for Thanksgiving and paying their own way." So the story brings to mind this week's Torah portion, believe it or not, Toldot, in which we have other family crises. From the very beginning of Toldot, we find Rebecca, the second of our 4 biblical Jewish matriarchs, to be front and center. She's not a woman we understand very well, so it is satisfying to learn more about her this week, about her strengths and challenges. We first meet Rebecca in the preceding Parsha, Hayeh Sarah, when she encounters Abraham's servant Eliezer by the well, and then travels to Canaan to become Isaac's wife. She comes across in Haye Sarah as surprisingly independent and strong-willed, choosing to leave her family and go off to be part of a family she does not know. She articulates her choice in Genesis 24:58, in which she's given the opportunity by her family to go to Canaan, and she states that she chooses to do so. Later, when Rebekah is pregnant and deeply unsettled, she takes the extraordinary step of asking God directly to help her understand her fate and the purpose of her pregnancy. She does not appeal through any sort of intermediary. Rather, she takes matters into her own hands. And God responds just as directly. When Rebekah wants something, from an understanding of a situation to a particular outcome for her children's future, she goes after it directly and seemingly without hesitation. Daring, initiative, and self-confidence characterize this second matriarch, who in a patriarchal world seeks no male help. Rather, she sets out boldly to obtain the information she needs and set in motion the plans that will chart her family's destiny. Rabbi Kim Geringer tells us that Parshat Toldot contains essentially 3 stories in which the woman, Rebekah, appears as a minor character in one of the stories and the primary actor in 2. When the portion begins, Rebekah is a young married woman coping with infertility. When it ends, she is the mother of adult twin sons and the wife of an elderly and feeble husband, Isaac. In these family dramas, mostly located in household settings, Rebekah plays multiple roles. She's wife, mother, mother-in-law, and woman who petitions God. The Parsha portrays Rebekah as forthright and manipulative, but also loving and discriminating. How do we evaluate such a woman, and how should we feel about her? When Rebekah takes action in this episode, does she aim to fulfill God's will or her own wish for her younger son, Jacob, to transcend his birth order and supersede his older brother, Esau? The answers may lie in how each reader views the story, as well as the value we place on women who refuse to leave fate, their own and that of their loved ones, to others, even God. The author Ellen Umansky tells us that according to Midrashic tradition, Rebekah, like the other matriarchs, is a prophet, and thus knows that God's words to her mean that Jacob, not Esau, has been chosen as inheritor of the divine covenant. Perhaps this is why Rebekah favored Jacob. Isaac, on the other hand, not knowing of God's intent, favors Esau, whose hunting and other outdoor skills he greatly admires. Isaac plans to bestow God's blessing on his older son, Esau. Rebekah, in league with her favorite son, Jacob, tricks her husband into giving the blessing to Jacob. Rebekah dresses Jacob in his brother's clothes, wrapping goat skins around his smooth hands and neck so that he would feel hairy like Esau, and cooking the kind of meal she had overheard Isaac ask Esau to bring him. She tricks Isaac into giving the blessing to Jacob. Maybe she knew that Isaac wouldn't listen to her if she tried to convince him that God wanted Jacob, not Esau, to receive the blessing. Leon Cass says, when the prudent Rebekah devises a plan to help Jacob deceive Isaac, she acts with tact, delicacy, and affection for her husband by ensuring that in blessing Jacob, he carries out the will of God. Rabbi Lawrence Kushner once said that Torah is not real because it happened many, many years ago. It is real because it happens now, again and again today. In this 3,000-year-old text, we see every element of human expression and relationships. This week, we read Rebekah's words questioning her existence and how she fits in with the will of God. Both Jacob and God ignore the significant questions that Rebekah is asking about her role in this narrative, in the founding of our people, and in her family. As we think about the reasons we have to give thanks this week, we certainly think about family. As we learn about Rebecca, may we reflect, as she did, upon our own family relationships, and may we always keep in mind what God wants of us. Ki hiele rason. May it be so. Turning to page 5 for Kiddush. Please rise.
Baruch atah Adonai, Eloheinu melech haolam, borei beriah gafeh. Baruch atah Adonai, Eloheinu melech haolam, asher kirshanu b'mitzvotav, v'rasavanu, v'shabat kosho, ve'avonu ratzon imianu, zikaron le'maaseh bereshit, ki hu yom tehillah le'mikra'e kodesh, zeher litziat Mitzrayim, kivanu ha'ata, v'yatanu kidashta, mikol ha'omrim, v'shabat koshecha, v'yavahu ratzon, in hatanu. Baruch atah Adonai, mekadesh hashakat. Amen.
Please remain standing and turn to page 282. Join us for Eleni.
Aleinu leshabeach Adon hakol, v'tekilah yotzer breshit, shelo asanu kirei haratzot, ve'lo samanu k'mishpachot ha'adama, shelo samnu k'kahen, ve'gororeinu keholamona, v'anachnu korim u'mishacharim u'modim lifnei melech malchei hamlachim hakadosh baruch hu. V'ne'emar ve'aya Adonai v'le'elecha kol ha'aretz v'yom hahu yiheh Adonai echad u'shemo echad.
You may be seated. We turn to page 289. The light of life is a finite flame, like the Shabbat candles. Life is kindled, it burns, it glows, it is radiant with warmth and beauty, but soon it fades, its substance is consumed, and it is no more. In light we see, in light we are seen. The flames dance and our lives are full. But at night, as night follows day, the candle of our life burns down and gutters. There is an end to the flames. We see no more, and are no more seen. Yet we do not despair, for we are more than a memory, slowly fading into the darkness. With our lives we give life. Something of us can never die. We move in the eternal cycle of darkness and death, of light and life. We prepare ourselves to read the Mourner's Kaddish as we think of those who have gone before us, our loved ones whom death has taken from us, those who have died in this season in years past, and those whom we've drawn into our hearts with our own. In the last 30 days, we think of Eleanor Ledabor, Marian Garmel, Fidel Chavez, Raquel Lavis, and we announce the recent death of Elodia Sanchez. Funeral arrangements are still pending for Judith Ackerman. If there are any other names to add to our Kaddish?
What about the other ones?
Oh, thank you. In years past, we remember Temi Ashkenazi, Fred Borenstein, Lillian Given Browdy, Bertha Davidoff, Joyce Ehrlich, Gloria Eckery, Ruth Feld, Leona Goldfarb, Abe H. Goldstein, Rosalie Marie Gregory, George W. Harris, Sadie Hoffman, Marlene Rivkin Hyman, Sonora Kaufman, Amelia Crone, Miriam Ledesma, Oscar David Leeser, Edley Meyer Levy, Anita Mark, Kayla Rosenberg Marks, Edna Nussbaum, Sarah Potash, Tony Francis, Estelle Rose Rosen, Leo Rosen, Roberta Rosen, Rose Krause Rosenberg, Ann S. Schechner, Marvin Shanis, Henry Silverman, Mary Snyder, Dreben Solomon, Yetta Helen Schuler, Savannah Rose Valdez, Robert J. Washer, Betty Wildstein. At this point, are there any other names to add? We rise together as a united community to recite Mourner's Kaddish on page 294.
Yitkadal v'yitkadash shemei rabbah, v'yamad v'rach hirutei v'yalmik malchutei, v'chayechon v'yomechon, v'chayet kol beit Yisrael, v'agala v'zman kariv v'imru amen. Yehei shemei rabbah mevorach le'olam u'le'e hamaya. Yitbarach v'yishtabach v'yitpahar v'yitroman v'yitnaseh. V'yitadar v'yitalel v'yitalal shemei v'kedusha b'richu. Le'elam mikol birchata v'shirata. Tushbachata v'nehemata. Damiram v'yamad v'imru amen. Yehei shlama rabba min shemaya. V'chaim aleinu ve'al kol Yisrael v'imru amen. Osei shalom v'rumav. Hu yaseh shalom. Aleinu ve'al kol Yisrael v'imru amen.
You may be seated.
Osei shalom v'rumav. Hu yaseh shalom aleinu ve'al kol Yisrael v'imru amen.
And we now turn to another Wolf on the Bema. Lisa Wolf is a representative of our Board of Trustees, and she will be reading our announcements.
Shabbat Shalom, everybody.
Shabbat Shalom, Lisa.
Thank you for joining us this evening. Thank you to our Shabbat sponsors, Stuart and Sherry Schwartz, and in memory of Ann Schachner, Tibor Schachner in memory of Ann Schachner, Bob Goldfarb in memory of Leona Goldfarb, Louis and Marie Robbins in memory of Rosalie Gregory, the Westerman family in memory of Estelle Rosen, Joyce Davidoff and Michael White in memory of Bertha Davidoff. Rose Falcon in memory of Miriam Ledesma. Susie and David Novick in memory of Ann S. Shatner. A few announcements. Tot Shabbat and B'nai Shabbat will be Friday, December 2nd at 5:30. Please come. Bring your children. It will be fun. Oneg will be prepared by Sisterhood on December 2nd at 5:45. Sunday, December 4th, Temple Mount Sinai Hevra Kadisha Committee. I'm sorry, I said that
It's okay.
probably.
That's right.
Kadisha Committee meeting on Sunday, December 4th. There will be an information and training session at Temple at 2:30. For more information, contact Sherry Schwartz or Jack Heidemann. Musician in residence Josh Goldberg will be at Temple December 9th, 10th, and 11th, funded by a grant from Jewish El Paso. Temple's Volunteer Appreciation Party and Havdalah will be held at Temple on Saturday, December 17th at 7 p.m. Please RSVP by December 14th. Vodka and Latkes is scheduled for Saturday, December 24th at 6 p.m. Please RSVP by December 26th for location information. And our annual Chinese Shabbat dinner will be held following the December 23rd Shabbat service. Please RSVP by December 21st. Also, on Saturday, December 24th at 6 p.m., there will be a live streaming concert with Hadar featuring new album Witchcraft, the Jewish Women of Great American Songbook. You must RSVP to receive the Zoom credential on December 22nd. And as always, you can find Zoom login information in the weekly Temple email, as well as additional information about the many upcoming events. Thank you.
And of course, I have to also mention that in that email, with all those wonderful other things that are going on at Temple, there are cookies this year. Hanukkah cookies that Sisterhood has lovingly prepared, waiting for 3 years to do it. And that connection is also on the email. You can do this online this year. We are looking at a closing song in a moment, which we will rise for. But before that, I have a Thanksgiving prayer from Rabbi Marilee Gordon that just seems to wrap up the week. In this moment, mindful of our many blessings, may we form an intent to carry gratitude with us continually. May we leave fear and jealousy by the wayside, making room in our hearts for contentment, satisfaction, and compassion. May we start each day counting our blessings, the blessing of being alive, the many miracles of the living world we are one with, the ability we possess to love and to be loved, the many gifts and talents we have been graced with, the support we receive and the support we are able to extend. May our gratitude lead to action. May we express our gratitude. May we smile when we encounter each other on the path. May we seek opportunities to share our talents with others. May we express our love to one another. May we give with no expectation of receiving. May we seek to repair what is broken. May we end each day counting the day's blessings, those we have received and those we have bestowed. May we be a blessing. Our closing melody is Od Yavo Shalom Aleinu. It's found on page 353 in your prayer book. Please rise.
Shalom Aleinu.
Shabbat Shalom.
Shabbat shalom.
Thank you, Mindy. I didn't even think.